Man, y'all know what's crazy? There's other videos I want to do. There's some reactions I need to do and just other videos, but there's so much DC content dropping. I don't have enough time to cover everything, but that's okay because DC right now comes first, baby. So make sure you sub to the channel and make sure you got them notices because, like I said, man, you never know. I could pop up out of nowhere, almost midnight again, and pop out with another video. So Cosmic Book News put out another article. It says SnyderVerse buzz has awakened the dragon. China fans embrace Snyder hype. Rejects Gunn Superman. So let's check this article out, and we know the people internationally are not rocking with the DCU. That is one of the major reasons it failed. But let's go ahead and jump into this article, man. The renewed SnyderVerse talk isn't just loud in the US, it's blowing up overseas, especially in China. I'm seeing a big spike in China-based traffic for Snyder content, more than I have ever seen previously. Remember what I told y'all that last video? All these haters been doing so much talking. Zach was going to be successful when he came back, but now with all the bashing and everything that's played out, bro, he's gonna have so much support. It's gonna be crazy. Which lines up with what the box office history already proved. Snyder's DC movies played in China, while James Gunn's Superman didn't land at all. Box office comparison. Here's the breakdown, not even counting for inflation of the foreign and Chinese box office. Superman 2025, international was 262.5 million. China, it made 8.9 million. Wow. Okay. Man of Steel 2013, internationally 379 million. Point one. China made 63 million. That is a significant difference between Man of Steel and James Gunn Superman for the China market. Excuse me. Batman v Superman, internationally it made 544 million. In China, it made 95 million. Excuse me. Justice League theatrical. Oh, this is the Whedon version. Oh gosh. Internationally, it made 432 million. China, it made 106 million. Wow. Wow. The Whedon version made 106 million in China is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Contrast is massive. Snyder DC releases consistently crack 60 million to 100 plus million in China. Gunn Superman didn't even hit 10 million, even though Gunn went on a worldwide tour and skipped Comic-Con. The contrast is massive, and Chinese fans online have made it clear. Snyder's more serious, mythic tone connected with them, while Gunn's lighter, politically messaged, goofy reboot didn't. Let's see. I've talked with many foreign fans and immigrant friends of mine, and none of this surprises them. The reactions were consistent. They hated the kaiju scene where Superman leaves an Asian character stranded on a rooftop mid-battle. The message from Gunn was one of mockery. The warring fictional country subplot felt like commentary on American foreign policy, which global audiences generally dislike as superhero movies. Or superhero films. Meanwhile, Snyder's movies connected because they kept the focus on mythic heroes, big stakes, and clean storytelling without political messaging. Fans also repeatedly point out that Man of Steel is an immigrant story that treats the immigrant as a force for good. In contrast, they felt Gunn's film flipped that idea on its head, especially the change to Jor-El, sending a message that immigrants are dangerous instead of hopeful. Snyder's approach works across borders, especially in China, where audiences connect with Superman and Batman as grand, larger than life figures, not goofballs who keep getting beat down. That's true. That is true. Snyder's hype overseas is surging again, with the Saudis linked to a potential WBD buyout. They love Snyder. An insider saying Snyder could be reinstated. The overseas excitement is back. Again, something missing from Gunn to DCU. China-based engagement is spiking. My site is seeing a major spike in China traffic for SnyderVerse content, the highest in years, showing renewed interest as talk of Snyder's return spreads. There's a real sense that global audiences, especially major markets like China, want Snyder back more than the people running DC right now. Understand? China wants the return of the SnyderVerse. China was always a huge part of Snyder's DC success. And the audience is reacting again now that the SnyderVerse return seems possible. Gunn Superman didn't connect globally, and China's numbers make that clear. Snyder's films did and still do. If the next WBD owner wants the DC brand to matter overseas again, the path is obvious. All right, that is the article, ladies and gentlemen. It's just like I said yesterday. That beautiful line Thanos said to RDJ and everybody. You couldn't live with your failures, so where did that bring you? Back to me. It is what it is. We know Zack is the blueprint. DC was shining high when Zack was in charge, when Zack was doing his thing. And the studio interfered and destroyed it all. WB could have been on top. They're their own worst enemies. So Gunn Superman made, what was it, 10 million in China? No, let me not give it too much. Let this sink in. James Gunn Superman with like 19 characters in it, which really isn't even a solo Superman movie, made 8.9 million in China. Man of Steel made 63 million in China. That is a significant difference. We know internationally James Gunn Superman performed awful. And I will stick to my guns when I say this. I've said it in every video. I truly believe the only reason James Gunn Superman did so good domestically is because of crypto. And I'll say it again. If you go to Google, you type in how many U.S. households own a pet. 70% of U.S. households own a pet. There were a lot of asses in seats just because of crypto. Without crypto, I don't think the domestic run would have been as high as it was. I think that's why crypto was a major marketing point for the movie. Like, that's me. That's just my opinion. You think about it. If you actually think about it, it makes a lot of sense because people love their pets, man. They sleep in the bed with them. It's just crazy. Crazy. You know, I'm not a pet lover. You know, I don't have a problem with animals. I'm not a pet lover. You know, I got my own kid. I got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But my gosh, I truly believe that the reason why, hey, messing up my lighting. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. I got to fix this real quick. Anyways, I'll just get back to it. The reason why it made so much money domestically is because of crypto. I truly believe it. I believe that crypto is the surge that got the run so good domestically. Without crypto, I feel like it wouldn't have put a lot of it probably would have made around the same money the international market made, which wasn't much. So we already know Zack is the man with the plan. Bars. You just got to think about it. You just have to put things in perspective, man. We went from Titans being canceled to Superman and Lois being canceled to Ben Affleck being not at the end of the Flash. We've had all these changes to DC for Creature Commandos, for Peacemaker, and for James Gunn Superman, which wasn't that good. It had no memorable moments besides, where's the dog? Where's the dog, Luther? Other than that, and him getting kicked in the nuts, that's the only things I can really remember. And Mr. Terrific. I like Mr. Terrific. And Guy Gardner was cool. He turned out to be better than I thought he would. But the rest of the movie was about as forgettable as that damn hot girl on that screen. My gosh, I still hear it in my head. I hear her. Mad annoying, bro. But anyways, back to this. All the dots are connecting. People in China are surging with SnyderVerse content because they want it restored. The Saudis want it restored, and they know because they're fans, but they also know it makes money. See, I think if you have common thinking, you understand where a lot of us are coming from. Batman v Superman made what, 874 million? Without studio interference, it would have made $1 billion. It made that much money, even though it had a lot of bad reviews because people are like, wow, the movie's chopped up. Nothing makes sense. Scenes are cut out. It's just not making sense. If WB didn't interfere, chop the movie up, it would have made $1 billion. It would have made $1 billion. But they're their own worst enemies. So the Saudis, they understand this. They understand everything that's happened. Them boys got money out there, man. They know how to make money, and they know what makes money. And they know Zack is a money maker. Not only is a money maker, but they know he's a GOAT. This is why you can't listen to these haters out here, because James Cameron backs Zack Snyder, the Russo brothers back Zack Snyder, Christopher Nolan backs Zack Snyder. You have all these great artists in the entertainment industry who back Zack Snyder, but you have a few of these people who say, oh yeah, they just hate on Zack for no reason. And then you have other people who just jump on because it's a trend. Corny. But I'm not going to make this too long because it is almost midnight. And I could probably rant on a little bit more, but I want you guys to let me know what you think. The hype is real. The hype is real. It's there. The dots are connecting. Faith, Alfred, faith. Because guess what, man? At the end of the day, I do believe we are getting closer to being able to see Justice League 2, Justice League 3, a Batman solo film, Man of Steel 2. And like I said in the video yesterday, man, when Zack is announced back and the SnyderVerse is restored, not only are these haters going to be punching the air like they did in 2021, but my gosh, the internet will break. Just like it broke when Superman was announced at the end of Black Adam and he showed up for that post-credit scene. You remember how crazy that was? Oh, it's going to be 10 times bigger than that. Watch. Once it's restored and Zack is announced back, the hype is going to be so crazy, it's going to be unreal. But I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, man. All right? I will catch you guys in the next one. 100,000 subscribers is grind time. Let's